Hi, I'm Lauren Cheshire. I'm from the area around Southampton and I am going to St Michael's and St John's in Bournemouth in Westbourne, and I studied at St Mellitus College. So ever since I was a young person in my church growing up, I was encouraged and really spurred on to get involved in ministry. I was preaching since I was 14. I had fantastic support around Bible study and theology, and always had this sort of niggling passion for the church. In fact, if I was going to cry about anything, even from a young age, it would be discord or upset in the church. And then I was a youth worker and started Fledge, and a lot of times the unity of church would come into that somehow, and I'd end up doing networking around churches and preaching in churches, and more of that came. And then I thought about ordination loads of times. My husband and other people had mentioned it, never really gave it enough airtime in my head for it to take root. And then I moved to another church which was more Anglo-Catholic, where I just said to them right from the beginning, I think maybe ordination is something that's looming for me. And they really encouraged me and pushed me. And also my view of church, how to be church, grew while being there with young people, working in a different context. And over that 2 years with them, I realised that ordination was everything I'd always felt called to do. It was like I'd been always doing it in different roles, and then finally realised, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm created to do. That this equipping and having my eyes preoccupied by the church is what I am for. And so once I got onto it, then I can't explain it. God gave me the verse in Psalm 18 and the Psalm 118 that says, I will bring you to a spacious place. And that is what it felt like. It felt like all this time I'd been walking through kind of narrow corridors attempting to do something that needed more space. And then God brought me into ordination where there was plenty of space to start to be able to explore and do what I felt God was calling me to do all along. And so I've been involved in quite a few things, quite an eclectic background. I've done some youth ministry. Before that I was a veterinary nurse. I left youth ministry to set up a homelessness charity called Fledge in Eastleigh Borough, which is flourishing and grown, and I've kind of let that fledge, literally, and since then I've been training, but a lot of those roles have actually fed into one another. I did some project management as well, which has been really helpful to when I arrived in my placement and kind of working out what it looked like to be on placement as an ordinand. So I'm going to St Michael's and St John's in Bournemouth, in Westbourne in Bournemouth, which is incredibly exciting because it's part of a revitalisation project. So at the moment it's not meeting in person, there's a lot of online services due to COVID, and we won't be launching till September. So for the first part of my curacy, I'm going to be praying in the area, thinking with the team about strategy, working out what we can do, what we can't do, liaising with local organisations, local schools, and that sort of thing. The things that I find incredibly exciting, that sort of imagining and dreaming and envisioning what God would have us do next. So really exciting next step for us as a family. I think my best piece of advice is, from personal experience, is to park your reservations for a bit. I came with a lot of theological reasons why I wasn't sure ordination was for me. And that took a long time to kind of navigate. And someone said to me, park it over there for a minute and just explore your vocation for what it is, and then see where that is once you've discerned that. And actually by the time I'd gone through the discernment process, before I'd even got to BAP, when I went back to my reservations, the limitations I felt were there, they had changed. And so my advice is to not worry too much yet, just explore. God will move barriers if they need moving. And if they are meant to be there, they will become more rooted and established. So I'd say trust the people around you, the vocation advisor and all the other people, and trust God to move the boundaries and the limitations if they are ones that are movable. And just keep talking and asking people to pray, and don't do that journey on your own, do it with other people.